Howdy and aloha, everyone. This is James with Monotalk, and this is my documentary of just how crazy, nutty, and deranged our planet, its governments, and a bunch of people have been. And then we come to realize, or we're shown actual facts and figures, what we're dealing with, and the people that are being taken advantage of by a particular party, in my opinion. That's just me. This is all, theory, speculation, opinion, which doesn't do well on YouTube, so I kind of have to throw out a few nomenclature slash similar but not exact words, if you know what I'm saying, to protect me from INCOG 1984 Orwellian Ministry of Truth, which has taken down my channel 5 times. This is my 6th channel. I have another backup just in case. But, I'm still going. I am trying, doing what I can to save the planet and all of its inhabitants, in a sense. I've always kind of had that MO. I care about the fish. I care about the bugs, even though they bite me in the summertime. It's all relevant. I care about the lakes, the streams, the rivers that I used to swim in when I was a kid, and now you can't in many cases. So so the people are important too. The people that you share your life with, or the people that are important to you, the family and friends and neighbors that are close to you, that you may not agree on a lot of things, but they're just trying to live their lives, and I understand that. And they're just trying to survive in most cases with this current administration, and how they're just, from my perspective and from what I'm seeing and a lot of others, their job is to build back better, but first you have to destroy it first, right? So I want you to keep that in mind, because that's what they're doing. And as I've said many times, is the Demoncratic Party and the Democrats and all these sick, crazy bastards are all in with the globalists. I watched Jimmy Dore today, and he had what's her name on, who has a book or something like that, and she's done a few, she's been on a couple of times with Jimmy Dore, and her name is Mel K, and she's pretty strong, and she understands, she gets it. Yeah. She doesn't understand the end game, I don't think, yet, but yeah. The end game is something that is pretty obvious at this point. The end game is from the global pedo-predator class, I call them. A bunch of sick fucks that are just have so much fucking money from, here, I'll show you. This is the video you guys need to watch. Well, you can watch that one. But there she is, Mel. Great work, Mel, on your book. Great work being on Jimmy Dore. You kind of laid it out for us. I just want to see, I don't think anybody really has a solution. You can vote for Robert F. Kennedy, you can vote for Donald Trump, or you can keep going in the direction that we're going of total internal destruction, or we're imploding with the help of the Democrats, and go with, Kamala or Joe or whoever they want to fucking throw out there. I don't even know if this chick's going to last till November, honestly. She doesn't want to debate, doesn't want to do anything. She doesn't want to take in it. She doesn't want to take questions. She doesn't want to be. It's just fucking. It's just crazy. I've never seen, and look, I'm 60, and I've seen lots of publicity, public relations, advertising, marketing, impressions, mass social media for a while, and I've never seen the amount of hypocrisy, the amount of criminality and treasonous criminal behavior from an administration in my life. I mean, there's some bad shit that has happened over the decades that I've been around and have noticed it, but this is just at a level of the goal. You know, take down the last stronghold, and the United States is the last stronghold. If we cave, then it's over. Then the globalist pedo-predator class win. There's no going back after that. They will start central bank digital currency. They'll mandate lockdown. They'll do whatever they want. NCOG 1984 will start to actually build. Like, it's pieces of it have already been in place already with a lot of countries. Australia is just terribly destroyed, just fucked up. The UK is turning into a cesspool. And a lot of other countries out there have bent the knee, or bent over, with no lube in a sense, for the globalist agenda, Great Reset, Agenda 21, 2030, you know, let's, all this carbon crap, freaking climate change stuff. They you know, I posted it. It's going to take 78 billion. It was 90 billion that they asked John Kerry and Al Gore at the 2023 Davos meeting. They told everybody, we need $90 billion, excuse me, 90 trillion, my apologies, $90 trillion by 2050. Now, if I'm in that space where they are, because, you know, they have their jets and they have their private jets and they have their yachts, but that is a serious motivator. And that's a serious motivator. Hey, Jordan, for anybody, that's a galactic carrot hanging at the end of a stick that could get a lot of people moving in that direction. And that's what it is. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with your safety, your well-being, your health, your freedom, anything like this. Doesn't. Right? And that's where they're at. That's their goal. And Mel kind of breaks that down really well in Jimmy Dore's video. The solution everybody is trying to get to, and I tried the solution. I put it out there. Let's protest now, 2020, early 2020. I said, we need to get out. And I was out there at the Capitol of West Virginia. I went out 3 times, told as many people as I could, and I was out there alone. You know, stop the World Economic Forum, no mandate, no masks, all this other stuff. I was just bullshit. Leave our kids alone. You know, let the parents make the decisions of their children. Right? My body, my choice. My child, my choice. Right? Right? You know, when Alabama came out, or whoever, Louisiana or something, they banned abortion completely, or whatever they did. I believe that's a little over the top. That's just me. You know, Trump has said in the past, he says, and I can quote him on this, you'll look it up. He said, isn't 15 weeks long enough to know if you want to have a kid or not? I mean, there are things that happen while you're in pregnancy. I get it. You know, and then you have incest, rape, and all this other stuff where he's totally said that he, you know, if that's the case, then for sure. Then do what you want with your child. You know, I get it. But he's leaving it up to the states. Now, if you have a problem with your state and the way they're governing, the way they're setting your minimum wage, it's the state, by the way. The state can fucking do the minimum wage. Look at fucking Gavin Newsom. It just destroyed his state by going $20 an hour. Right? Just look at a lot of other states that have gone up. I mean, here in Missouri, I think we're at $12.50 or something like that, which isn't bad. It's not great. Right? $11.50, $12.50. But there are some states like West Virginia that are still under $8 an hour. So if you have a fucking problem with abortion or laws or your potholes on your street or whatever the fuck it is, go to the Capitol. Protest. Talk to your representatives. Talk to your state representative. Talk to your internal state representatives and council members and everybody and fucking fix it. It's not that hard. It's called getting up off your ass and getting things done. Mel and Jimmy talk about that. I've been talking about it at a cellular small level. I think that's a good idea. However, if we continue to keep dishing out money to the global pedo-predator class through these bullshit wars and these bullshit fluid 19s and all this other shit that's out there that they'll create and orchestrate and make it this emergency and we've got to do this and we got to do that and we have to fucking make believe money and throw it into their fucking gigantic size of the ocean's wallets, you're going to keep getting more of this tyrannical, authoritarian dictatorship that's above us. And she says the words that I've been saying. Just go on their website, World Economic Forum, there's other places. Global governance, that's what they want to do. And the thing about her, she doesn't get the end game. A lot of people still think it's about money. They don't want your money anymore. If they can make up wars and coups and all this other stuff and control countries and all this other stuff, why the fuck do they need you? You're in their way, and she says that we're all in their way. We're, if you've seen Madeleine Albright in one of her interviews about around night. I think it was before or during 9/11. Asked, so what's the problem? Do you have a problem with killing 500,000 men, women, and children? And she goes, sometimes collateral damage is necessary. I mean, what the fuck? These people, they don't care. You're so expendable to them. Yuval Harari is like the left or right hand man to fucking Klaus Schwab, who created the World Economic Forum. He goes, he said we're useless eaters. Those are his words. These people just don't give a fuck about you. And she said, if you want to have a problem about your gender, if you want to fucking have a problem about your color or your race or, what side of the block you live on or, what kind of car you drive, whatever, or beer you drink, go ahead. But these people are laughing at us. They're fucking going to the bank every day. Oh, wait, they're getting on their cell phone and going into their accounts and going, you know what, I need to own another island. Let's start another war. I need a bigger yacht. I think we need to start some kind of disease out there and get some more money thrown at the big pharma. Oh, we need. They just create it. People do not understand. These are the orchestrators of chaos, destruction, mayhem. They've been doing it for a long time. Look up Smedley Butler. War is a Racket. Read it. I've read it. Okay? And how that in military-industrial complex has been around for a long time. Right? And it's just a way to funnel money to where they need it to go. Okay, can you do this? I just want to say, I broke it. But anyway, try to peel an orange and get one peel. I do that all the time. Because I'm a Californian, right? I love oranges. There's something about fruit these days and vegetables. They just don't have the taste they used to. Is it just me? Maybe my taste buds are old or something. I don't know. But it's just not as juicy and as ripe and as fresh and sweet, in many cases. Or anyway, here's where we're at now. And I think it's important for people to realize what I'm about to tell you is that for some people, it's not your fault. It's not your fault why you think the way you do. It's actually planned that way. It's actually orchestrated that way. It's actually cleverly... Okay. Keep this in mind. There are publicity firms like the Edelman Group. Look them up. Those are the people that handle the publicity for the global elite. Right? They're constantly in touch with those people in Davos and the World Economic Forum. Right? And there's other giant advertising, marketing, public relations, etc. firms. And they have people from Harvard. There's lots of money thrown at them, and they're able to curb your thinking. They're able to direct you, like a cat or a kitten chasing around a laser pen light on the ground. If you've seen it, they run around in circles trying to chase it on the rug or the floor. And they get you guys doing that all the time. Look, I've been there. I've chased that pen a few times. But they've also gotten you to be weaker, more malleable, more meek, more obedient, more compliant over time. That's their goal. They want you to believe, and when I'm talking about the GPPC, the Global Predator Class, they want you to believe that there are things happening the way they want you to think they're happening. That makes sense, because there are people out there that have been poisoned over time. Not just with what they're watching, hearing, seeing on TV, mainstream media, social media, etc., 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 but it's also in the water. It's also in the fruit. It's also in the vegetables. It's also in our processed foods. It's everywhere. It's in. Let me just play this for you, okay? And this is not to offend you. This is to let you know that this is planned. This is planned. What you're about to see is planned. The reason why there are 64% of liberals have been diagnosed with mental illness is because it's planned that way. Okay, and then 26% with conservatives because they don't really, and most of them are a lot of conservatives are from the rural areas of farming. They eat the freshest food. They almost eat like Amish people. By the way, how many autistic Amish children are out there? Does anybody know? Because last I heard it was 0. Let that sink in a little bit. They eat fresh food. They whole grain their food. They use lard. They use tallow. They don't use any of this poisonous seed oil shit that's everywhere. Let me just give you. I want you to try this. Okay. I want you to go get some tallow or lard. Cook everything for a month and all that stuff. And let me know if you think the flavor of your food just enhances, because it does. And then I want you to go back and eat a fucking McDonald's French fry with vegetable oil, which is seed oil, which is like a couple molecules away from like paint, which used to be used to lubricate vehicles. Seriously, it did. And let me know how that tastes after a month of eating or frying or cooking something that our bodies have been digesting for hundreds of thousands of years. The human body has been consuming lard and tallow and these greases and frying in them for a long time. And all of a sudden, the Flexner report comes out. Look it up. The Flexner report. Look it up. And changes everything. And then all of a sudden there's Crisco. And all of a sudden there's vegetable oil. And all of a sudden obesity starts going up. Slowly, gradually. And then everybody starts using this stuff. And obesity gets worse and worse and worse. Diabetes starts going up. All these things start skyrocketing. Everybody's trying to figure out why. And they've been blaming cholesterol, steak, and fucking milk. You know, John Daly smokes. You know, John Daly's a golfer, by the way. He doesn't look great, but he drinks like 2 gallons of fucking milk a day, and some of it's chocolate milk. Pasteurized milk is not good. When I was a kid, I remember we used to have pure milk. There was no 1%. There was no 2%. We used to go to the grocery store, and at some places they were still delivering it to places. But it was so fresh and so good, it would make the greatest cakes. It would make the greatest pancakes. It would make the greatest everything. And it was so pure and good. You could taste it. It was right there. Let me play this for you. Kind of getting ahead of myself like I always do.
I just pointed out that the vast majority of mentally ill people vote Democrat. 64% of white liberals have been diagnosed with mental illness. This is compared to 26% of conservatives and 20% of moderates. Don't hate the player, don't shoot the messenger. These are just facts that I'm repeating. In case you missed it, Robbie Starbuck just pointed out.
I don't think it's funny. I think it's a travesty. I think that big pharma, big hospital, big psychology, big elderly care, and all these industries that are related, plastics, chemical, Dow, chemical, you got something lab, Who Lab or whatever, Ecolab or something. They're all players in this game. And this game is to keep you sick, keep you ill, keep you from not thinking properly and correctly, keep you weak, meek, malleable, obedient. Academia has pretty much been compromised as well. And I've gone over that. All right, there's also a study in here. Let's see if I can find it. It's kind of just right up here. Let's see. We're going to go this way? Is this one?
When you catch and you're ready to shoot, like...
No, it's not. But I'm going to go up here just a little bit. I think I have... By the way, this chick is hot. Let's see. Not that one. That chick's a fucking crazy bitch. Let me see. I think I'm going to turn up the AC. I just fixed my neighbor's AC unit. A couple of miles. She was cutting some weeds around that AC unit, and it's on the ground, and clipped a couple of wires, and I went and put them together with the right stuff. It's in here somewhere. Give me a second. That's a good one right there. Democrats / Kamala Harris require state picture identification to enter her rallies. But voter identification is racist for voting. Let that sink in. Yeah, this guy's a good grandpa. I don't care. I don't care. Whatever you want to think. Already you're like, oh my God, he's a Trumper. Yeah, fuck, I am a Trumper. Everything that they've ever said or all this other shit is bullshit. I keep hearing it. Here it is right here. So I'm going to read this out to you. I can't believe it's still up on fucking Facebook. Let me just put it in the middle here so you can see it better. All right. Are you ready? Because I am trying to get ready here. Just give me a second. All right. Right here. 80% of American academia pediatrics funding comes from Big Pharma. 80%. Let it sink in. 80% of the American academia, 80% of American Academy of Pediatrics funding comes from Big Pharma. I'm sure that's not going to be biased in what they put out and talk about and lead you to believe. 75% FDA funding comes from the pharmaceutical companies, not taxpayers. That's interesting. Is that a question, or I'm posing it as a question? These are all questions, right? 80% of American Academy of Pediatrics funding comes from big pharma. Does it? Does it? 75% FDA funding comes from the pharmaceutical companies, not taxpayers. Does it? Does it? Big pharma funds over 50% of all TV news. I mean, do I have to go on? Do I need to continue this? If you don't understand how you're being played or being fooled, and if you think you're not, if you think with this information that has been proven factual, I've put this information out in the past. In 2020, I did a giant fucking thing of all where the money's coming from and who in 2019. I mean, they had this giant push of money coming from big pharma. Bigger than ever. Bigger than it ever has in, I don't know, forever. Right here. Here's the example right here. Right? Top contributors. Right? If you look, let's look at the top contributors. Let's see if I can make, oh, what the fuck is this thing doing? Sorry. Excuse me. All right, what do we got here? Let's get in a little bigger, a little deeper here. All right, Pfizer Inc. 2.769, and then the year before was half of that. I pointed out in here. Where did I point it out? Right. They put it. I mean, it's interesting that hospitals, nursing homes, pharmaceutical health products, medical supplies. Look at all that money. Massimum Corp sent tons of money, $2.4 million, to the Democratic Party. Right? Pfizer sent $2.769 million to 60% of the Democratic Party and about 40% to, give or take, to the Republican Party. Remember, people like Dave Justice of West Virginia and a bunch of other Rhipiglians, not Republicans, Rhipiglians, and some of them are greedy corporate fucking pieces of shit. We're pushing all this stuff too. Let me put that in there a little bigger here so you can see it. Do I need to zoom in on that, or can I even fucking zoom in on that? Oh, here we go. In. Right, say zoom. There we go. Right here. Look at that. Look at those numbers. That's too much. All right. Yeah, sorry. There we go. There's money flying around from all over the place, thanks to Citizens United, McCutcheon versus FEC, and how the lobbyist special interest, the predator class corporate elite. I made this in 2020. Finds ways to grease our supposed public servants. That's just it. That's it. That's it. They greased them like you wouldn't fucking believe back then. They greased fucking corporate media like you wouldn't believe back then. They greased them like crazy in 2019, getting them prepared for 2020. And what happened in 20? What was that thing that happened in 2020? Yeah, flu-19. Right? If you read this right here, the predator class and corporate governance, which is, I'm going to put myself way over here. That's okay. Nobody cares. Pay for and controls mainstream media billion-dollar bills. Okay? Mainstream, not you. Whatever you're buying or purchasing at the store isn't doing much. You're not beating Pfizer. Okay? You're not beating Enron. You're not beating fucking Boeing. You're not beating Lockheed Martin. They're spending like 80 billion times more to have their commercials out and about than what you're doing. You're not even coming close. You're maybe scratching the surface. So they don't really give a fuck about what you say and what you feel. But these gigantic billionaire, these $billion newsrooms and studios, right, are built off of your demise. I want you to let that sink in now. Say it again. Okay? So if these giant corporations are paying all this money to have mainstream media say what they want them to say, then why in the fuck do they give a single fuck about you? They don't. CNN doesn't give a shit about you. Fox doesn't really give a shit about you. MSNBC doesn't give it. ABC, they don't care about you. They're going to do the bidding of their biggest donors. Right? But why do I do this? Why do I, in my little studio in my room, have been fucking plugging away since early 2017 to kind of just give you different perspectives on what's going on? Just trying to give you, just find that clarity and courage, right, that Jimmy Dore always talks about, which I wish he had more of when it came to COVID and his shots, by the way. God, I tried to warn him. I really tried to warn that guy. I spent like $120 or something in super chat going, don't take it, do this, don't. Okay, let me just send you to watch my show. I'm telling you. And I don't. And some of that stuff Stephanie wouldn't read. Maybe she couldn't. I think she just couldn't. They didn't want to get taken off the air in some cases. But some of it I put out as, do your research. Don't take the fucking thing. And he took the fucking thing twice. I was like, whatever, dude. I fucking tried to help you. You know. And a lot of people. I may have saved a few lives. Maybe I did. I my family didn't fucking believe me. It's weird. It's fucking weird. And I'm not going to tell you where they are, how they're doing physically. I'm not. But I will guarantee you in the past 2.5 years, they've been to the hospital more than they've probably ever been in their lives. I can almost guarantee that. Pretty fucked up. But this is my studio. That's it. I got a little camera, little microphone, right? I got a little subscription to this place. I didn't even put a fucking thing in here. Check your encoder settings. Keyframe initially recommended. I don't even know if I'm playing. I just got a number in there. Yeah, I'm just telling you. I'm doing this because, as I've always said, I want my kids to be safe. I want them to have, the chances and the life that I had and the opportunities that I had, and be able to eat the fresh. I mean, when I was younger, I remember eating the freshest. My grandfather had I'm still pissed off that my mom sold it. I'm fucking livid, but I forgive her because I don't know what the fucking motivation was. But anyway, he had a 6-acre avocado ranch. Beautiful little avocado ranch. The avocados pretty much took care of the bills and a little extra money, where the seasons would come by. But I would work off and on that ranch for 29 years. And I was out there in the northern part of San Diego. And I remember, everybody said howdy. We always said, that's why I say howdy. Because I just said howdy. And here's this little fucking Hawaiian kid saying howdy at everybody, right? And I'd go back and forth to Hawaii every once in a while because my dad's from Hawaii. But those fruits, and he had peach trees and plum trees and grapes, and we had kiwi, tons of avocados. We had lots of avocados. And I used to help pick the avocados with the Mexicans. They used to come across the border, and we had a lot of them that used to work with us. And we had a couple of generations that actually worked with us. As I said, I'm not against coming into the country, but when you start invading the country, it's different. 200 at that back in 70s, 80s, 90s, it was like 150, 200,000, maybe 300 max per year. 300,000 per year. I think it was max. Now we're at 16 million in 4 years. This is it. The wave hasn't hit yet, but in one of my other videos, I discuss on how it's a fucking time bomb. It's ticking quick. Because, like I said, these people are not going to get that health care forever. They're not going to get that money that they've been given at the border forever. They're not going to get that transportation. They're not going to get that housing like they've been getting, and all these accolades and all this whatever health insurance and all this other stuff. That's pretty much pissing off everybody else. But when that shit stops, they're going to get desperate. And that's when the shit's going to hit the fan. And who created that? Yeah. It's all intentional. Like I'm saying, all this implosion of our country is intentional. We're the last stronghold. The Democrats have sold out to the global pedo-predator class and the World Economic Forum and all these other fuckers out there, and these globalist pedo sick fucks. But it's not your fault. A lot of people, like I was just going over this what the fuck is it? This chick here, right? In this ad, let me just keep reading this. Okay, I'm going to keep reading this because I think it's important for you guys to understand what's happening to you. Okay, because a lot of people don't get it. They don't want to get it. Don't tell me, well, you're mentally ill and you're taking medications all the time and you're fucked up because you're eating the shit. You know, we just heard that Cheerios has got bullshit in it and these everlasting or whatever fucking poisons and all this stuff. I mean, real studies have shown this, and I put it up, and Facebook hasn't taken it down. Twitter hasn't taken it down. Well, Twitter's not taking it down anymore, but anyway, I mean, here's another one. Healthcare industry provides 5 times more funding for political campaigns than the oil industry. Isn't that crazy? The American Diabetes Association accepts millions of dollars from Coca-Cola. I don't know what the fuck. You are a product. You know, I can sense there are people I see and talk to that drink soda pop all the time. They're older, and I can see that they're ill. I can sense their weakness. I can sense they're just not, you know. Thankfully for me, I've always just liked water. Forever. I've been a water drinker like crazy. The purest that I can. I get reversed osmosis purified mineral water. Now I go buy it all the time. I don't drink tap water only when I really have to. I don't cook with it. I try not to cook with it only when I really have to. But ever since I was a kid, I just never liked, I think I was like I think it was when I'm my early 20s, I just stopped drinking soda pop. I just didn't like it anymore. It's just, there was something about it that just my body didn't like. There was something about it that I didn't, it didn't feel right in me. It didn't feel natural. But when I drank water or real orange juice, when I made my own orange juice, or I used to make my own apple juice when I was younger, that's fine. I just felt wonderful. Well, here's this. Look at this. So, American Diabetes Association accepts millions of dollars from Coca-Cola, and once claimed that, in small doses, it's a good drink for diabetics. Crazy. Yeah, surplus is good. Buy in bulk, people, for sure. Thank you, Jordan. Here's a good one. 11 times more funding comes from the food industry for nutritional research than from the NIH. Isn't that crazy? Over 50% of Harvard Medical School budget touches Big Pharma in some way. Yes. Do you know how many colleges that, and I did a show on this, all the colleges that required, most of the colleges, I found out that most of the colleges that required that their students be fucking boosted with the Kool-Aid had some funding or a lot of funding, or they had a wing or a library or something built or installed by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Isn't that a coincidence? Isn't that a fucking coincidence, right? 90% of healthcare costs are due to preventable conditions tied to food. Yeah. 50% of young American adults are overweight or obese. Yeah. Go look at some pictures of the 70s. Go look at pictures of the 70s and a crowd of people in the 70s or the 80s, and point out all the fat people. You might see one that's kind of overweight. Do the same thing. Like here's a good thing. Find old pictures of Venice Beach, California, which has been around for a long time. People go down there. There's a boardwalk, lots of shows, side street entertainment, and stuff like that. And then find some new pictures. It's terrible. They're fucking killing us. They're destroying your brain. They're messing up your thinking. They're making a lot of these chemicals, and here it is. And I'm trying to get Kim Iverson to get into this because there's a lot of information out there on it. It's hot all of a sudden. There's a direct correlation between what we're ingesting auditorially, visually, orally, right? Even on our skin. They just found out that SPF and all that other shit is crap. That stuff causes cancer way more. When I was a kid, I didn't know what the fucking SPF... Nobody heard of... It was made up, man. It was fucking made up. We used baby oil. If you used baby oil, the next day you would be fucking brown. I don't care what color you were. You were brown the fucking next day for sure. Coconut oil was used, which is actually really good. But we just went and played. I never felt that the sun was burning me, right? I always felt like the sun was kind of energizing me when I was younger. But when I had the SPF, the 50 SPF or 35 SPF and all this other shit, it just felt wrong. There was something wrong. Chemically, it stunk. It was bad. Yeah, all that's just... Well, they have been just ripping your soul out so that you can be meek, malleable, obedient, and compliant slaves. So you can be Winston. So you can be just like Winston in fucking 1984 Orwellian. You know, I read that book recently. I've done a lot of research on the book, but I've never really read it, and I've read it for the first time. I'm going to tell you, that started off terribly. What he was going through, and it was already bad. As I started going through the first few chapters of the book, I go, this is not going to end well. Right off the bat, I go, Incog was too powerful. Right? It was already bad. Every single institution that impacts your health is incentivized for you to be sick and incentivized against you being healthy. Doritos now has put in the same ingredients that they use to addict you to fucking cigarettes. It's all I'm trying to say, and I'm going to end on this note because, you know, it's been a long week. I just did 10 days straight, fucking 10:30 to 8 o'clock at night, long days. I had pretty long breaks, but still, I'm working, right? And I don't have to be here. I don't have to fucking do this shit. I can go. I should, go play fucking Starfield or fucking Call of Duty or Overwatch, or whatever. or go watch a fucking movie or something like that, or go get some Chinese food or something. Which it's too late to do that right now. But I'm here always. I've always been here to help. I've always been here to try to make sure that I'm at least trying to give you the best information I can possible. You know, I haven't been perfect. No. Fuck no. Fuck no. Right? I actually had TDS. Trump deranges. I had that. Kind of, but no. It's interesting because, and I'll just kind of get through this. I was watching mainstream media. I was going through all that, but as soon as Russiagate came up and the Steele dossier, and recently finding out that the guy was given a settlement of knowing that he'd lose, but he'd still get the settlement of $2.1 million to say what he needed to say. And, oh, it's just fucking whatever. And all this other shit they put this kid through, right? Donald J. Trump Jr. It's apparent. It's totally apparent that they're afraid of him. And I was talking to somebody today and saying that the reason why is they're afraid that he's going to go after everybody for one of the largest, most heinous scams in U.S. history, especially in and around California and Hollywood. Anaheim is to blame, the happiest place on earth, which has the largest percentage of trafficking in the happiest place on earth in Anaheim. Which is interesting because I used to live out there. I had fucking no idea. I had no idea this shit's going on. You know, and Lisa used to tell me, my ex, she took criminal science or something like that. She found out all this information and she did a thesis or some report on it. It was wild. I wish she'd come on here and just talk about it. It's crazy. You have no idea what's out there right now. And that's why they fear Trump the most, because they want to. Trump was starting to expose that. You know, Ann Hesh was starting to expose that. Who's the guy that? A bunch of some entertainers and performers were starting to call that out. That guy Corey Feldman or whatever is still trying to tell everybody. But the reason why you're the way you are is not really your fault. You may be sick and ill because of what you've been eating. You know, there are people that have gout and they can't figure out gout, and for some reason it's not a disability, which is fucking amazing to me because it's the worst thing you could ever have. But that has a lot to do with your diet as well. And they keep telling people to use this, and that, but maybe if they use tallow, maybe if they use lard, maybe if they used the natural, or, you know, the word organic shouldn't even fucking exist. The word organic is a fucking ripoff. It's a ripoff. It's like climate. It's like climate change. It's a fucking ripoff. You know, you should have the purest, and Trump he said, I want to make sure that Americans have the purest drinking water, the purest foods. Well, if he's ready to put his policies and his money where his mouth is, he needs to dump the FDA. He needs to dump the USDA. He needs to dump all these compromised entities, governmental entities, and start listening to farmers. Farmers have been feeding us since we were babies. If you're eating something, it's because of a fucking farmer. And guess what? Farmers in that study, and I showed you, 64% people, liberals, are just mentally ill and they have fucking problems. It's all food, surroundings, auditory, oral, whatever, how they're doing it. But only 26% because of the farmers. Farmers eat really good. Farmers eat like Amish people. I'm going to say it again. That's it. That's the way it is. They're pretty fucking healthy. There's some fucking big boys here at this college that I work at. And they're corn-fed fucking country boys, and they're fucking monsters. Teddy bear monsters. They're good, decent young men, and they're stronger than motherfuckers. Because their mama, their daddy, went down to the fucking farmer's market and got them fresh fruit. Real fruit, not organic fruit. Fresh, real fruit. Got them real milk. Gave them a real fucking steak. A real pork chop. A real fucking this. And they... Here it is. Strong fucking men. Women. And men. And kids. If you're living in the city, you're dying. They're killing you. I'm so glad I got out of fucking California. Everybody that I know lives in fucking Southern California that's in that fucking cement jungle is fucking dying. You know, and I was arguing with a good buddy of mine, Mark. Why would you want to fucking live out and da-da-da-da? He goes, this place is poisonous, man. He used to tell me, I go, no, bro, we got the fucking beach. I can go fucking skiing 45 minutes away. I can go surfing in the morning. They got clubs everywhere. It's fucking a blast. Using this poison, bro. All the shit you're eating, drinking, everything, it's all poison. And he was right. He was fucking right. So I'm gonna put it in your hands. Okay? Do you want somebody that's with... Do you want a group of people that are with the people that are poisoning you, all for it? Or do you want to be with somebody that wants the purest food, the purest drinking water, the purest health? Wants you to give your choice. And if you got a fucking problem with your state in regards to abortion laws or fucking wages, get out there and fucking talk to them. Stop thinking that some fucking federal thing is going to fix everything for you. Go fucking protest. Go talk to them. If you want something to serve, go fucking protest. You know, that's called, I think, democracy, right? Which Kamala doesn't know about because the delegates you got, nothing really. But it's anyway, I don't want to get into that. That's just fucking stupid. I don't think she's going to make it. I think she's going to fucking lose. I think she's going to lose it. She's not going to take any. She's not taking any questions. She hides from fucking everybody. She recently had one of her team fucking break into some salon and use the bathroom for 2 hours. What the fuck were they doing? What the fuck were they doing? Anyway, thank you for paying attention. Thank you for watching this James of Montauk. Eat better. Go have a fucking steak, for God's sakes. Like, I know there's vegans out there, but man, don't, you know, you're a hunter-gatherer. You've always been one. There's no such thing as ADHD. That's bullshit. Okay? That's how they get you to fucking believe that you need a medication. All these other bipolar. Oh, you need this medication. Oh, you need this medication. You need this medication. For fuck's sakes, people. Yeah, we didn't have all that stuff in the 70s. We had like 5 things, right? You either got hit hard with a helmet when you were a kid, or maybe you fell down on your bike and something wrong with you, or you sniffed paint. I don't know, whatever. All I'm saying is this shit has gotten out of hand. And I think it's time for everybody out there to just slow down. Just fucking whoa. Just slow down a little bit, right? And just go, so what am I eating? What am I seeing? What am I digesting all the time? Are they pushing me towards hate? Because I see it on TikTok. I see it on fucking Instagram. I see it on fucking, Facebook and Twitter and everything. This divisional shit. I mean, who is our real enemy? Right? Who is I always say, well, who the fuck is our real enemy? And I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you who our real enemy. They're right here. This is our real enemy. I keep telling you. I keep showing you. Here they are. Right? These are the people, the World Economic Forum. Welcome to 2030. I will own nothing and have no privacy, and life has never been better. Right? And then this is one of their biggest advocating publications. Swedish Scientist advocates eating humans to combat climate change. This is real. That was a real post. That was a real fucking post. What was the date on that? Hold on. Let me grab it. Okay. And damn it. Let's see if I can get it. That was a real fucking post. September 2019. Isn't that fucking crazy? These people are sick fuckers, and they want to block. Here's this. This is from their website, the World Economic Forum. They wanted to put a balloon between. You got to think about this shit. This is not. Look it up. I'm just showing you. You can go fucking look at it for yourself, man. Just look at it for yourself. They wanted to put a giant balloon in front of the sun to block it out. Right? And then they want you to eat the bugs. You know, Nicole Kidman, fucking Iron Man, Angelina Jolie, you know, the fucking dickhead from the cooking shows. They want you to fucking go eat the bugs, right? Of course. Of course Bill and Melinda Gates are eating fucking bugs. Duh. I bet you they have like a 7-course meal with cockroaches and crickets and worms all the time. Of course. Robert Downey Jr. right now is fucking having a cricket corn dog. Right? Angelina Jolie is probably just devouring a fucking beetle bologna sandwich. That's what, and you fucking believe them because you can't help but not believe them because they've made you sick and ill. Right? This is 2020. You will own nothing and be happy. Look at that. World Economic Forum urges public to eliminate ownership of private vehicles. Yeah, you don't own your car anymore. They're going to own it for you. What did I write here? We all need to hold our legislators, judiciaries, executives, and department heads accountable for assisting and allowing the World Economic Forum to commit crimes against humanity. Yes. Destabilize economies, starve nations, and to have them designated as the world terrorist group, which they are. Yeah, for sure. I didn't put that in there correctly, but you understand what I'm saying. For sure. For sure. Look at what they're saying. Look at how they're doing it. This is it. This is them. World Economic Forum, politicians, wars, everything. That's the way they do it. Right? And now this is on my Facebook picture. This is on my Twitter. Divide and conquer. If the 99% continues to fight each other, that's us, the people, then we'll never defeat the true enemy. And there it is, the World Economic Forum, ETAL. That's why I always encourage everybody to go to fthewf.org, look up some more information. If you have any questions or concerns, please leave a comment. I'd be happy to answer you. Also, mahalo for being here and watching. This is James Wanna Aloha, mahalo, aloha, mahalo. Take care. I hope you're doing better. Just be smart, okay? And if you need to get out there, if you want to come on the show, please do. I don't care before or after, who you are. If you want to come on, just let me know. I would be happy to have you on.